Hello, everyone, and welcome to CSR Main. Today we've got a triple header of the Zelda Randomizer 2023 Standard Tournament. This is round 2 here. We're starting off with jkoper versus cstutor. I'm starting with the incomms is Mariah. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Star. How are you?
Yeah, alright. Looking forward to a good set of matches here today. We're going to be bouncing around the channels a bit. We're starting with this. Then we've got Mariah himself versus TH over on ZSR3, and then we'll be doing Chadbert versus Rain. Dr. J PhD on CSR2, assuming we get crews. So it should be a fun set of races tonight. Looking forward to a good race here to start off.
Absolutely. jkoper's pretty good runner. cstutor is pretty good runner. Should be a pretty good race.
Yep. Koper, of course, longtime runner of the community. cstutor a little newer, but we've seen them both in a few tournaments by now. Should be interesting to see how they do.
Yeah, this is always exciting right off the bat. It's always fun to just see what the biomes look like and what we've got in store.
Yep. These runners are both 1-0. They did win their matches last week against jkoper won against Tiberius and cstutor beat Para. So it should be interesting to see who takes it to 2-0 this week. And gonna start our runners up, and we should be going shortly.
Apparently, people are already trying to rattle me for the next race there in chat. I'm not reading. Yeah, countdown has started. We will be off shortly here.
Yep. I'm afraid the oven is offline. Ha! I know I did just get out of the shower not long before this. I was doing some other things myself, so nothing particularly funny.
Yeah, I needed to be nice and clean for this race and the next race, and perhaps the next race after that. Here we go.
Yep. Alright, and we are starting off with, this looks like a caldera.
Yeah, either that or mountainous, but we need to see a little bit more.
Little surprised Cobra didn't get the hint for the trophy, because Rito is straight south of start and has reflected it. But we're going to get the hint here for Tutor to see what that is.
He's making that gamble.
Yep, definitely so for Cooper, who has found himself a P-Bag Cave. Going to get our first item. P1's got our trophy today, so we're going to do that. We're going to need that as Cooper finds a pair of boots, which might be required if this is a Caldera biome. Sometimes they get a little weird with placing the exit.
Yeah.
And sometimes just north of start has a heart container on it. Not bad, as Tutor is going to find his boots here in a minute.
Just trying to figure out how Trogdor puts boots on here. He's got such thick. He's got skinny legs. Anyway. Third item cave. Well, third item location in the west here already. I think jkoper was just taking a gamble to see if trophy was maybe just on the west. Obviously, we know it is not on the west as per Tutor's hint.
Well, it's not on the western overworld, as you get a 500-point P-Bag ain't bad. It might be, P1 might be on the west, but it's not on the overworld items on the west, which is what Cobra's hoping for. The 500-point P-Bag is nice, though. It's one of those things that you'd like to see early game and you roll your eyes at in the late game, where it does help get a couple extra levels early, which is nice. He's now at 223, but it's not exactly progression.
Yeah, I will absolutely take 500 free experience points less than 2 minutes into the game.
Yep. Oh, that was a bit of a resync there. Okay. Not sure why that happened, but like Cooper does find this is P2, very, very dark color there is our first palace on the west. Oh. And Rauru has a spell Cobra's just gonna get immediately. I'm going to refresh the race stream, and I would suggest refreshing your comms page as well, Mariah. There was a bit of resync for unknown reasons.
I'm moving over to the tracking page.
I did catch that Shield is in Rauru as a note. I'm on the tracking page as well. But I would refresh your tracking page, comms page, same thing. just in case.
I'm sorry. What was in Raru there?
That was shield.
Okay.
Did catch that before hitting a refresh button. Fire is in Mito for Koper, who finds that a little further to the northwest. And that's GP in the northwest. So that is all. We know we have located both of our. What I'm pretty sure this is a north-south caldera, and that's both of our not a caldera palaces located.
Yeah, very, very possible here. Water
I
at the
did
top.
miss this town here. Ah, that's where Mito was. Yeah.
Yeah, the water.
And that's Saria, which is a funky spot. Fairies in that, nice.
Yeah, I wonder if there's anything on the other side of Saria. Did we see a pass-through headed south just yet?
I don't think we have. We do. There's a very large lake just to the left of Saria, which you need either boots or, well, you need boots to cross potentially. Because we don't have ferry and we haven't found Bagu yet.
We're getting ferry though, right?
That's a good point. Whoops! Whether or not it's castable is a different story, though. And Magic 2 Fairy is exactly castable at 64.
Perfect.
Okay.
It was meant to be.
There's shield for Tutor.
I think Cooper's just going to simply walk. Oh, I guess it was a little bit faster to walk out of North Palace there.
Yeah, I think just a bit. There's our cave heading south.
Could be
there's another cave
caves,
just north of here. I think that's either an item cave or a continental connector. North of here. But that is the passer that I expected. And there should be either an item cave or a continental cave to the north here. You can see it to the left on Tutor's side, but you can't get to it from this side.
Yeah,
actually, there's two caves there. Never mind, I missed that second one. GP located for Tutor. That's a different passer for Copers, who's going to just head straight through Fairy Cave.
Yeah,
I would have gone and checked the item cave, the other cave first, which is known to be an item cave, or the which you know has to be an item cave or a continental connector. Tutor, you went in that cave already. Tutor's going to find Saria and then head across the lake as well, since he did pick up his boots.
Okay. Fairy Cave doesn't go anywhere?
Nope, that's a dead end and a half. So you go through, I think it was, Parappa was the other cave we saw there?
It was jump, facing south. Hopefully he checks the cave. Hopefully he checks that north-facing cave, though.
I would hope so. He's not going into P2.
Has he gone back into Rudo for the hint on trophy?
I don't think he has, so the syncing's not been helping. Let me switch to Tutor's audio, see if that helps. Something's making the restream refresh a bunch. Go east to find the gloves, a good hint. I don't think Tutor checked that.
I don't think so, because we're only going into Mito now because we have Fairy to get downstabbed, so...
Yeah. Tutor, on the other hand, did check that north-facing cave, because that's Trophy Cave is where he is, and that's the only place he could have found Trophy Cave right now. So that is an item cave, it is not a continental connector, and it is a magic jar, which is nice. Lift sync again.
Yeah, notice their own timers were off, but now it's caught up. And we're going to see where the medicine's at. In a maze lies the medicine.
Okay, well, it only locks fire today, so it may not be the most urgent of things to find, I think. Cooper is gonna loop back to P2 here, it looks like.
Yeah, it's palace time. But
I mean, it's either palace or head south, and Cooper's decided he's heading into a palace first.
Yeah, I mean, barring any glove blocks here, but at least he knows where the glove's at. Kind of. Ish.
He knows it's in the east. He doesn't know where in the east, and he doesn't know where the east is. Tutor's gonna go into Mito now. Pick up downstab. I hope he gets this glove hint, because that would be very helpful for him. Fairy is not yet castable for him at Magic 1. I think that looked like it cost us 77. Okay, good. Tutor's got the hint 2 for the glove, but Tutor hasn't... I think he used the 500-point P-Bag on attack 3, so he doesn't have Magic 2 yet to cast Fairy, so he's not getting off the northern half of the west till he gets Magic...
He's got an extra magic container.
Oh,
so
no, he now has it castable, barely. Never mind. Bad math. 77 is castable with 5 jars.
Yeah, he got that trophy cave container.
Yep. Never mind. Koper is missing that one. He knows where the cave is, I think. He's seen the cave. Should hopefully check it before going south, I think. And that would be his 5th jar as well, as there's medicine hint for Tutor. He's gonna be out of here.
Yeah, I think jkoper trying to be a little that word careful with his fairy usage here. Oh, he should have cast fairy and then okay. Well, he can still do it. There it is. Okay. Oh, he's passing it up even further. So now he's got to go to 980. He might not get that. There's a glove block.
And that's the thing. I was about to say the thing for both runners here is is that.
Well, hold on. You said you're about to say, and then all of a sudden you started the breakup on Discord. It was perfect.
Is that any better? Is that any better?
That does work. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that. What I was going to say is that's the risk right now for both runners, particularly for Koper here, and as we see, Tutor has decided to at least take Fairy Cave. We'll see what he does when he gets that edited on this after this. The risk, though, here is that both runners know the glove is not here. They know they are not getting the glove anytime fast. And so, especially in a palace like P2, which tends to be one of the longer palaces on average, there's a real chance you could just dig in here and run into a glove block and then have to leave and come back later. Tutor is like, really?
Well, I mean, you could definitely make the argument that if you know where the glove is at and you got P2 sitting right next to GP, that there's no real reason to dig P2 right now, seeing as
well. You
can just make it your 6th palace. And we've even got that other palace. What was the other palace here?
It's GP. We don't know what the Caldera
that's right.
That's
right. Yeah. So you at least got to come back to the top side here for GP, so you can make P2 your 6th palace. And, what could be in here right now? Maybe Hammer. I don't know. We're going to place the gem, but not sure we're going to stick around for the item at this point. It may actually be glove blocked.
It might be, because we did see that glove lock a minute ago for Koper, who does take down Helmet Head quite nicely. Biggest thing for him, Hammer would be nice. Raft could be big if that's your only way out the west.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. I might have attempted to go south through Jump Cave first. I don't know. I mean, it's easy to say that sitting here comfortably in this lazy boy recliner in the ZSR comms booth here. But still, I mean, if you know where the glove is, you could definitely make the argument that you should probably try to prioritize that. Then again, if it is hammer blocked, or if the raft is required, or if Flute Three-Eyed Rock blocks, the cave that has the glove in it. There's a whole bunch of stuff that it could also be. So sure, I mean, P2 is right here. It's not a dangerous palace, and get in and see if you can find that item. It may actually help.
Tutor, I approve, being pretty conservative on combat here. He is running low on health. He knows he wants to try and conserve Fairy Cast if he can here and there, because Fairy takes out his entire magic bar right now. And we know Magic 2 won't help with it much. And we know that he's not getting any up A locations here on the south, because the last palace is in the Caldera as Koper places his first gem 12 minutes in.
Yeah, and that will be Parappa Cave. So if he wants to check it, it'll be just a quick little walk through Parappa Cave, check the palace, and then walk out if he doesn't, like if it's P4 or something. Or P5, I guess you wouldn't want to do this early either.
I'm not sure you'd want to do P6 in this situation.
Oh, come on. It's just a dragon, folks.
It's a dragon that concerns me as he picks up attack 4. Huh. It's more so the rest of P6, because P6 can be quite long.
Okay, Koper's going to check Trophy Cave here first.
Okay, good for Cooper.
Still no hint on the trophy, though.
Nope. Neither runner's gotten it. No, we know where trophy is. They got the hint. Well, at least one of them got the hint. It's in P1, which is somewhere.
Yeah, I meant for Cooper specifically. If he didn't go back,
right.
Although it is just in P1, so it's very likely he'll dig the item out of P1.
Depends where P1 is, I suppose. But Cooper, having picked up that magic jar, is also going to go south. Oh, Tutor dying just before he makes it to the screen transition. Still has 2 lives left, though, so could be worse.
Yeah, Tutor really likes the power level attacks, so he keeps himself very low in other resources, and this can really hurt depending on the enemy set, and if we're forced to the east early on.
Yeah, and King's Tomb doesn't have a hint. Thanks, game. There is a bridge to get off the west. He's gonna look for. We are missing, I think, 2. We're missing 2 item caves on the west, according to my notes of dubious quality.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Heart Container Cave. I think is all we're missing. Heart Container and Medicine Cave should be down here. We already saw Medicine. Here's Heart.
That's what. I've written down. We got the second Heart is what I was missing on my notes. That's why. Oops.
Yeah, we had seen Pillar P Bag, Trophy, and Magic Container Cave up in the north.
There's a raft for Tutor, so that's our final item on the west now. And I think at this point he's probably going to take the bridge. I'm not sure it's worth going to check the Caldera Palace right now. He could, but I might like to at least see where that bridge takes us. As Cobra gets his 6th heart.
Yeah, I assume Tutor's not going to look at the palace. It's if he wanted to do palaces, he would have jumped into 2 probably.
Yeah, and we've got a Death Mountain with an immediate Hammer Cave. Tutor deciding maybe let's do something else first. Is this a rare canyon Death Mountain, by the way?
It is a newly enabled horizontal river canyon DM.
Yeah, I don't think we tend to see canyon DMs too often for whatever reason, and I know we couldn't actually get horizontal canyons for a while, but we do get through it right nice and quick with the boots to head to... Is this an Islands East?
Wow, even shielded, 2.5 hearts, those invisible mowers are hitting him for at life 2, and that... Sorry, maybe he was already injured a little bit there. Maybe? I guess he was a little injured. He might have
been. I'm not quite sure. As we are in Old Casuto to pick up the life spell, which is rather convenient, speaking of damage. Life at 60, though, is kind of expensive, though it is magic one, so not a surprise.
So, if this is P1 in the Caldera and jkoper digs out the trophy, he's likely to just go back and turn that in, and that's going to actually help him in routing overall. What is this? It is not. Okay.
That is P4. Never mind.
Yeah, because realistically, you'd want to just kind of cruise through the east and not have to come back to it. So if this were 1, you'd want Reflect before seeing 4.
Yeah. There's a cave to Maze Island, not too far from the raft tile there. And, let's see, we've got ourselves Nukasuda with jump in it. Gonna check what the old lady wants. Which is 5 jars. Nice. For the child. Well, that's nice. Can turn that into Darunia for whatever that might be, which it could be Thunder at this... 50-50 of it being Thunder at this point. And that'll be nice.
Yeah, I forgot what was in her container. Oh, it was this was the raft, right? Yeah,
this was the raft, which we know Cooper needs to get off Death Mountain.
Yeah, I marked it just slightly early, but regardless.
We'll see if Cooper gets the item out of Hammer Cave, because Tudor skipped it, which I think made sense from his perspective, knowing where the glove and trophy are and wanting to see the east first. Plus knowing that's pretty quick to get back to Hammer Cave, but Death Mountain's very traversable with boots. Today's map being very, very watery in general. We've got a Caldera West with quite a bit of water. We've got a River Canyon Death Mountain and an Islands East. Cooper is going to make absolutely sure he hasn't missed anything on the southern coast, I guess.
Yeah.
I totally missed if Tutor got anything off the desert tile there, and he's going to head south.
Yeah, I missed that as well.
That's some pretty big islands on this island's bio. Was he find a river level 2 nowhere and a P3 or 6? Plus there's some P-Back Cave.
I'm going to say Tutor did not get anything of note looking at his own tracker and his hearts and magic containers.
Desert tile was a P-Bag. Thanks, chat. We're going to get the item out of Hammer Key for Cooper.
Yeah.
Any key might be about the most important thing he could find here. Maybe a hammer. Which is not the hammer, because that's it. There's that for Tutor.
Maybe a flute, then.
Flute, I guess, for Red Rock is a possibility. Yeah, flute wood is about the only thing that could be required that Cooper could find here, I think. Any key would be nice.
We're casting fire, so looks like shield fire.
That makes sense, yeah.
Uh-oh, Tutor on his last life there, and this cave's got at least one invisible Moa in it.
And they have to be careful here. And the item is the any key for Cooper.
Yeah, that's
better
pretty
items
big.
he could have found, yeah.
Yeah, especially with I mean, they can still only cast fairy one time, so it's pretty big. I mean, I guess if we want to do palace digging very early on.
Thankfully for Tutor, P3, that rather orange P3 or 6 is right next to Risen P-Back Cave, so you just update there and it's fine. He got out of there. I'm pretty thoroughly lost in this island's east as usual for me. But it looked like I think our raft house should be approximately north of here, and roughly the northeast corner, or northwest corner, and that's where the Valley of Death is as well. Just checking down the western side of the map, making sure he doesn't miss anything over here, and does find a town hidden all the way over here. Spell in Darunia in the far southwest.
Is it going to be a child to spell tower glove today?
It's possible. Tutor's not going to leave that behind, at least. Needs a magic refill, though, because he still can't cast Fairy more than... because he's still at Magic 1, and Fairy costs 77. Cooper's about to find the east here. There we are. I don't think we saw a sign of Speck Rock from either runner. That was immediately obvious from the river, but not a big deal right now at the same time.
Yeah, we'll see if anyone wants to go back in there, do a quick check at some point.
Nothing much they could really need from there at this point anyway, unless it's the flute, I guess. Maybe, for Red Rock, and that's about the only thing. Because, we've seen... We don't really need much in the way of items at this point.
Oh, we have the child.
We do. That was in, that was in Nukasuda, old lady.
Oh. Huh. I think I was busy, I'm not sure what I was looking at. Not Tutor and Nukasudo, apparently.
Apparently not, yeah, that was right, that was very close to Raft Tile. He picked that up just after getting Old Kasudo. Cooper is on Maze Island in this fun encounter, as Tutor's found a water tile on his end. And that is a red rock, so, will we need that flute? And because it's not there.
Yeah, this dig into Maze Island, I don't know how I feel about this right now, because we know that the trophy's not here, we know the glove is not here, and if Cooper goes into the palace and it's not P1, or if it is P1 and maybe it's glove locked to get to the item, that could send him like off in another direction. He may not come back to P1 at some point, and he's got to walk out of here. I don't know. You know, it's a kind of a little bit of a time. A little bit of the time being spent here. You can't easily take the river out to the cave that gets us here, right? You have to walk back through several encounters, although he could ferry them if he really wants to on the way out.
Yeah. Other caves.
You're hold on. Sorry, you're kind of breaking up again.
Oh,
And then all of a sudden it recovers, and then
Discord being weird, I think, as Cooper finds the last heart container of the seed. We know the other item's the medicine. And I just missed the spell for... Is it? For... Oh, that looks like Thunder from his personal tracker, right? Yeah, for tutor... what was I good? And now I just lost my thought. Oh yeah, Tutor found the connector cave to Death Mountain. Was the other Continental connector cave, which don't really need. Thanks, game.
oh, okay. Yeah, I had a little
And
bit
this
of a
is
sync there.
P1 for Cooper.
Well, this
yeah,
is what he needs.
The streams are syncing a bit today. I'm not sure why.
Yeah, if there are any glove blocks in here, I don't know. You know, again, if the item is glove blocked, this might just push Cooper out of here, and he doesn't have the information yet. But it looks like this is the item room right here, so he's gonna get his trophy. Did Cooper find both items on the maze, or I only saw him pick up the heart?
Same here.
But then there was a little bit of a resync, so I don't know if both the items were right next to each other, and I just happened to miss it.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Okay, you did get it. Thanks, chat. Mariah is also doing the tracking today, since we don't have a dedicated clickety-clack person, so do yell at us if we miss something.
Yeah, but don't be too mean about it. You can yell, but don't be too mean. We have spell. We're going to the spell tower. Tutor may have his glove here shortly, or it may be somewhere else. Well, that was an easy P1.
We're missing, what, Sunken Peaback Cave?
Yeah.
And that's still outstanding. I don't think Tutor's seen much of the eastern side of the east, so likely somewhere over there. But if this is a glove, that's going to be Tutor ineffective. No, that is a magic jar. So we need to find Sunken Peaback Cave somewhere in the game.
All right, I've taken the P1 gem away from Cooper here until he places this. This Mago might just be the end of him.
Yeah, he's trying to get the extra 328 experience, but it might cost him here.
Yeah, he had the chance to get the downstab spam there. He missed it, and visibly a bit of a visual feedback there on his camera that he was not happy with missing that either.
Yep. This is the other of 3 or 6. Here for Tutor is going to just take a look in since he's here, I suppose. Why not? We saw an orange. We saw the other one, which is kind of orange, somewhere further to the west, I think. Which does mean that P5 is our Valley of Death Palace today. And that's a very early Barba.
See, everybody's worried about 6. Barba's right there. Just wait till my race later today. Barba will be 22 rooms into P6. Anyway, big money Mago gives Cooper the double level there. Allows him to get the double level on the gem.
Yep. Now he's going to walk it back out of here, because upping back to the west would just be really, really slow.
Tutor going to be at 512. I'm not familiar with that area code in the US, so I'm not sure where that... I always play the area code game when people have levels. I always, that's just a weird thing I do. Everybody's learned a little bit more about me here tonight. Cooper not going into the... Oh, he's going to get this first in case it's a magic container. We know it is not.
Tutor is going to head for P3, it looks like. 512's Austin. Thanks, chat.
Perfect.
Okay, switch to thing. Hopefully that fixes the syncing.
I mean, I'm not here to blame anybody. Tutor is kind of known to not have the most stable, amazing internet that that's the world's ever seen. He'll tell you all about it constantly. So it might be that he has little hiccups on his end, perhaps.
It's more the restream end. Just the
okay.
Restream machine doesn't like the Chicago proxy, apparently.
Ah, yeah, I wasn't sure if it was something else tripping it up. Here's Sunken.
Yeah, I totally missed where this was for Koper since I was looking over the Restream dashboard.
Well, it can't be too far from where Nukasudo is because he just came out of there. So Tudor must have walked right by this area and maybe not seen the cave.
I guess he is on the western side of the map because he's just found Rebo here, and this P3 will also seem to be pretty quick. Merciful, because this is a very saturated shade of orange. A little to the... Okay, that's a little bit of an awkward spot, actually. He's not far from it, but it's a little weird.
Oh, okay, so he's just north of Naburu, then, in between Naburu and Nukasudo there. So yeah, he needs to come. So I don't know if he's gonna be back in this area right away. He might be nearby.
He needs to head east from his current position, I think. I want to say P3 is somewhere in the middle of the western side of the map, and this is kind of more just in the middle of the map, I guess. But I'm not quite sure. Okay, this bit. Okay, he's not. If he goes east here, he's close, but he's not. Yeah, it's to the east of his present position. It is, but he's going from Ace Island first. Or not. He's realizing, wait, no, I want to get the glove first, which is a good choice from him. Okay, this should be it here for him. It's the southern of these two caves.
Yeah.
And then that'll be our runners more or less tied up on progression items. Koper has the any key, which nice, but isn't inherently gonna lock. Anything particular? They have 2 gems each. 3 and 6 are pretty fast. I think 1 and 2 weren't too bad either. In fact, P6 is like 2 rooms long because there's Barbara for Koper.
Well, Tudor's going to have the glove when he goes back into 2, so he might be pushed through. He might allow himself to go through some of those glove blocks that Koper saw, and then that pushed Koper away and pushed him in a different direction, which made it seem like Helmet Head was not too far in.
That's true. I do think Koper was going right when he ran into one of the glove blocks, and that might be a tripping point for Tudor. We'll see. But both runners in effective, more or less go mode here. 30 minutes is pretty quick. Barbadan for Koper. That'll be his 3rd gem 30 minutes in. And Tudor's just gonna go clear Maze Island, which we know is the P1 for the trophy. So both runners are just in let's clear palaces mode.
Yeah, there weren't too many doors in one. Obviously, one in the item room, one in the boss room, and the bosses, which there is a boss guarded item room. They're both going to be dropping jars, so he's going to be able to get through there. Although his fairy is still very expensive.
He hasn't leveled up his magic at all, since he's going for power leveling strats.
Yeah, we'll see how quickly he dumps that into.
It's 77 still.
Yeah, if he doesn't get fairy down, and P5 in Death Valley ends up being kind of bad in terms of key doors, then he might get hurt there. We have seen some keys in the drop pool. They don't seem too common though.
Yeah, because that's the thing here. Tudor's at 6-1 is at attack 6 right now. Generally, when you do power leveling strats, usually sometimes it's attack 6, sometimes it's attack 7. Sometimes people go all the way to attack 8 before getting the other levels, and we don't know where Tudor's going to fall on that. If he chooses to take attack 7 here out of P1, or if he decides it's time to start picking up his magic and life levels, knowing that he still has P5 ahead of him coming up soonish, though he doesn't know for sure it's here because he never checked that P4 is in the west.
Okay, my apologies. There is a key door right there to the right that leads to the item room, and this is going to push Tutor to the left, which is the boss, and we'll see if he routes it as quickly as jkoper did. It's not a very big palace regardless, but we'll see.
Yeah. Tutor, on the other hand, has found the very, very fast... Koper has found the very fast Rebo as well. Simultaneous boss fights, though attack 6 Horsehead is pretty quick. Chat saying Tutor usually goes to attack 7 or 8. Yeah, that makes sense. I just wonder if he might do so a little earlier, knowing how expensive Fairy is. Especially with the Valley of Death trip coming up for him. That can be pretty slow.
Yeah, that too. You're right. Yeah, 1 fairy cast per life. If they're, I didn't get a read on the tail of the volcano. So if there are the full 3 encounters there, he's not gonna have an option to mess up any of those fairy feats, or maybe he won't do fairy feats as a result. Maybe he'll do, maybe just encounter skips and fairy through those.
Yeah, he is taking attack 7 in any case, so yeah, expensive fairy 4P5 is going to be potentially a real-time thing for him.
Yeah, he's also avoiding that key door at the bottom of that elevator, heading left in this 4-way right at start, which is going to lead him not to the item.
Understandable from his perspective, just unfortunate as he does finally pick up magic too.
Yeah, at 47, it's 64. That's right, it's 64,
it's 64
at magic
at this point.
Still just 1 cast.
I don't know when it drops. I haven't been keeping an eye on Koper's fairy costs, because he's got the Eddy key for a while, so it hasn't been particularly key to him, so I have no idea when. I have the slightest idea when it's dropped. I presume it's probably dropped a bit from 64 at this point for Magic 6 for Koper. I just don't know when it dropped and where to.
Well, there you can see it at 29.
Okay, 29 at Magic 6 is 3 casts on 6 bars. Whenever Tutor finally gets there, it just might take him a while. Yeah, Tutor is unfortunately, due to said fairy and the any key situation, going the complete wrong way in P1 for his item. So it is a short palace, as you noted. Just might take him a bit. That dead end will help though.
It was a key that he picked up as well, so he might just go to that key door and break through it. He doesn't know that there's a boss guarded item room, and therefore, even if he ferried through the door at the bottom of this elevator, he still gets a refill in the boss room regardless. Unless it's a blue jar, and I'm just not, and I'm not realizing that. Oh, he might spend the key right here. There might be a door in this room. Okay, there's not. Yeah, I think Koper's missing Risen, if I'm not mistaken, which is the hammer, which I'm not sure he's going to be too interested in digging out. Doesn't look like he's doing any other cave checking, so I think he's just trying to find the entrance to Death Valley and going to be done with this east.
I'm not sure. I think the Valley of Death entrance should be pretty close to that raft tile, so I think Koper's a bit lost. Because he's on the... I might be wrong, though. It's the Valley of Death entrance, but I don't think Koper's anywhere near it. Yeah, he isn't. Needs that, I think, further west here. Should be somewhere around this way. There we are. Yeah, that is a pretty long valley here.
Yeah, probably going to be 3 encounters.
Likely, yes. This trophy for Tutor. Yeah, this is a risk for Tutor, knowing that he has to go through Valley of Death, still taking attack magic 7. Attack 7, sorry, and is gonna decide he does not want to walk back out of the Maze Island. He's gonna up A out of P1, get Reflect, and then head south again.
Yeah, and Koper shown us that it's pretty deep before the first encounter, the actual spike tile, and so you're likely to take an encounter just by itself. And if that, I don't know if there are any MOAs in those encounters. I didn't really get a good look at it, but even if there's not a MOA in the small encounter, there could be a MOA in the large encounter. Oh, there were only 2 encounters there, it looked like.
Oh. Well done.
Yeah, I didn't see if Tudor cleared out all of Maze Island or not. It doesn't look like he has medicine. He's got it marked
He
as Maze
doesn't
Island,
need
but
it.
yeah, yeah, I guess he doesn't because he got confirmation that shield was fired.
Yeah. Not that he needed fire for anything anyway. I wouldn't have dug Maze Island at that point in the game for fire, for medicine for fire, no matter what it was. I don't think. But... I mean, Fire Thunder would have been nice, potentially, if he had known it was Fire Shield. I don't think it would have been worth it in any case. The other item in Maze Island is just a heart container. He knows he's in item go mode. He just needs to beat palaces and get going. He is leaving P2 behind. Couldn't just do that with GP.
Yeah, I completely missed what happened here. So Tudor went back to the west here, and he's headed back through Jump Cave.
He just picked up Reflect a minute ago, I think.
Okay.
He
Yeah,
didn't
my
want
bad.
to walk out of Maze Island. I think he got Reflect and is heading back south. Which is fine, I think, really, because we know that Cobra will also have to make a second trip back to the southern half of the west, either by backtracking from the east or by going from the west, going back from North Palace to get to P4.
I'm sorry, chat's saying he didn't what? He didn't pick up Reflect, or he didn't something else?
I didn't catch it. Yeah, I'm not sure what chat's referring to either.
Oof. Not gonna be ferry through this one on jkoper's side, yeah. Oh, he didn't pick up medicine. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if he didn't pick up Reflect, that would be a particularly serious routing error. Gonna hit refresh
Yeah.
streams, by the way.
Yeah, this is gonna cost him a chunk of time, though. I mean, he's gonna have to come in here and then go all the way. I mean, I guess it's not that long of a trip, but he's got to make another walk through Death Mountain. Even though it's free, it's still, some time, and then walk back to Death Valley.
I mean, Cobra's gonna have to get back to P4 one way or another at some point, whether that's going back from the west or backtracking from the east.
Yeah, it's just that having to go back to the east, like Coper's going to be done with the east, and he's not going to have to go back, whereas Tudor will have to go back and walk around just a little bit longer.
Yes, but I'm not sure how much it's necessarily actually a time loss for Tudor, because Coper will have to still do the walk, is the point.
Well, sure, he's only got to go through Jump Cave, though. He doesn't have to go back to Death Mountain and then through Death Mountain and then... Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I think Tudor was looking for all the time saves he could get, and this is the least. This is the not as good option.
I'm not honestly sure, because Tudor didn't walk out of Maze Island either, which pros and cons there. Because he up-8 out of Maze Island is what he got him to this point. And I know walking out of Maze Island takes a bit, where that compares versus walking back down from the northern half of the west, I'm not sure, but there had to be some time lost. There had to be some time spent getting around the map one way or another, is the thing.
Yeah.
And that is going to be although in any case, Coper does have the gem advantage, though, because that was just his 5th gem just then. And he's going to get Reflect now.
I guess it may depend a little bit more on this 4 as well. It's Tudor and Coper, and I keep wanting to just flip their names constantly. If Tudor finds Karok a lot faster than Coper does in here, that'll definitely help him.
Yeah. But we'll see, because Karok doesn't seem to be anywhere super obvious for Tudor, at least. Seen a good couple rooms in here so far, and quite a few junctions.
Yeah, a little bit of a loop right there.
Yeah.
Item room here. See, magic container, heart container, flute, cross.
Can't be hard. Coper's got all 8. It is a last match, though. Or maybe second last. I haven't been counting the things very well.
Tutor could sub-hour this seed and lose. Yeah, that's true. 2 was quick, but again, I think he's going to get steered in the wrong direction having the glove in there. 5 didn't seem too bad, but it seemed like there were options that jkoper had available to him. He might have just made better choices in there. I guess we'll find out when Tutor, if he's got time. I assume he's after 4 here. He's going. That's a glove block, unfortunately, for Tutor going left. So he's going to need a key to get through there. Wow.
Yeah.
If that's the way. I don't know if that's his last routing option. If it is, magic key. Elendar recently talking about how that's a magic key required room right there. He could. There's this trick, though. If you just get the jar out of the statue head to the right of the elevator, you just despawn the door and then go. I mean, it's a community room, but it's a vanilla... it's a vanilla trick that's used in any other vanilla room that has a jar in one of the statue heads that's next to the elevator. Okay, he at least gets 2 casts. I guess he picked up that other magic container. Gives him easily 2 casts of Fairy here, so...
Yeah, it looks like Fairy did go down in cost at Magic 3 to about 3 bars there.
Oh, okay, so I think Coper... Oh, wait. Yeah, I think Tutor went up and left where Coper just saw that elevator. Yeah, because Coper's showing us all this stuff that Tutor had seen. There's a loop here. If Coper goes right, he's going to downstairs to the left. It's actually just a down and right here is actually the right play. Otherwise, he's going to get caught in a small little loop. Tutor, he went left here. Did he loop around again? He went left here. I don't know if there's another junction. Yeah, I didn't pay attention. This is just a pass-through on Tutor's side, but this must have led somewhere that looped him around, because we saw that elevator going up twice in the previous room. But if it is, if it is that key door room, wow. Yeah, this is a dead end for him. Or there could be a key in here that would be a huge help for him.
Yeah, because unfortunately, Tutor's early choice to not check the free hammer cave, knowing that it was not an item he needed, unfortunately has cost him the any key, and that's been a decent part of why he's been behind Coper, just not being able to open key doors due to combined with power leveling too. So Fairy was just not castable for a good first 2 palaces for him.
Yeah, I mean, there's an argument to be made that magic key required room, because you can just despawn the door, it's really that the door doesn't even belong there, right? Just take the door out and just make it a glove block in that case. Because it ends up just being a troll for most people who don't know the trick. I mean, the trick makes the room free if you've got the glove, right? But if you don't have a key, then if you don't know the trick, then you're confused. Confused, not necessarily confused, but at least stuck. But at least he gets through here. I'm sorry, there was a little bit of a sink there. We got rubber banded back. Now he's going through the door. But if does Coper go left here? He's going to go left. He's following right here behind Tutor's footsteps. This P4 is going to be faster for Coper overall. Unless we've made a grave routing mistake, this up elevator is probably going to be Karok, and
which it is.
Yeah, wow. Good old randomizer.
Indeed.
Okay, well. Oh, Tutor having to place the gem for 26 whopping experience points there. Can keep his levels low still. Takes a life level. Wants that big attack 8 payout in one of the upcoming palaces. Probably Palace 5, since he knows 2's next to GP. He's going to be going back to Death Valley. Coper's going to be in GP sub 50 here. Pretty fast seed, all things considered.
Yeah. I mean, I think both runners were in item go mode at about the half-hour mark, so it has been a speedy one.
Yeah, the early boots kind of nullified any potential routing slowdown on that island's east, and this Death Mountain. All of it was kind of free with the boots.
Yeah, because the Canyon Death Mountain could have been a real slog to get through otherwise.
Okay. Immediate T-Bird.
So we're taking the other cave to other connection to Death Mountain. I'm honestly not sure if if this one's any faster to get to the Valley of Death, but that's the route he chose, so. He is heading towards the Valley of Death now as, yeah, very fast T-Bird.
Just taking some pit stops along the way to kill the encounters or reset the encounter timer, but here's our Death Valley entrance. Okay, yeah, so there are Moas in here that can troll him still. Okay. Yeah, again, I missed the one encounter on jkoper's side that I saw. Or that he saw. All right, Thunderbird down sub 50 here. Gotta up an A and get his resources back. Tutor getting trolled by the encounter, the attempt at the counter skip there. Gets it that time. Looks like the large encounter has the Moas in them. Does not have, okay, he's gonna make it. Does not have another fairy cast to recover in case he gets knocked into the lava. Looks linear after T-Bird. Here's our first junction.
Seems like it.
Upstab block there on Coper's side. And the double pyramid room, or twin towers, or the middle finger room, if you will. Is this a four-way for Coper? It is. And it's a busy four-way. Lava bath for Tutor there, unfortunately. That was the 2 blue iron knuckles on the crumble bridge here. We saw Coper almost take a lava bath in this room as well, but was able to get through it. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just a dead end. So took to death, cost a fairy cast, and it's nothing at the end of the day. This is an elevator down for Coper, though. Okay, a downstab block from this side. I think Coper went through this terrible room in P5 here to get to Guma. Not sure. I know we saw it on the side, but I'm not sure if it's required or not.
I lost track of P5 a while ago, so I've got no real idea. Coper on deep strats here in GP. Barry's still 29 at Magic 7, by the way.
Yeah, that's as cheap as it's going to get, I would imagine. That's
Seems
incredibly
like it.
cheap. Well, you just take the death. No, he shielded just in time.
Oh, well, it's a moot point. There we go. On the death. Okay, and here's Kuma for tutor.
Yeah. Pretty good. I wish he didn't have 2 left to do. I wish he was done with 2. We could have both of our runners in GP then.
And fortunately, tutor is a decent bit behind, and taking a death to Kuma doesn't help.
Honestly, Helmet is not that far into 2, but you have to take a left.
And with the glove, I know Cobra running face first into an early glove block going right. That might be a problem for tutor. Tutor does get Guba down without taking a game over, so that's good. That's his last life.
9,000 experience payout here. Drop room for Koper. Oh boy.
Yeah. Complete with a whole lot of lag.
Yeah, it could drop us somewhere new. It could drop us into the Twin Tower room.
And the answer is, that looks familiar.
Yep, all the way back it started, looks like. Right before a busy 4-way.
Yep. Alright, and here's that power leveling paying off for tutor.
I'm not sure if we know what's to the right of that 4-way there. I don't know if Koper went to the right there.
I don't know either. Tutor going all the way up to Magic 7 here, and it's going to now pick up a few life levels, or just one, I suppose, but that works.
Yeah, if Koper's not checked that right at that 4-way, it could just be Darkling attached to it. That would be pretty interesting. Into P2 here for Tutor. We'll see how fast he's able to do this.
Yeah, because here's Cobra back at that downstab block.
Yeah, he's got a left here on this elevator as well, taking a bit of damage from that bubble. Bubble's also, I believe, kind of like constant damage in GP, generally about a heart. Pretty bad to run in, not a left here, I guess. Yeah, it's a lot of enemies who you don't think would normally do a lot of damage to you. They don't do a lot of damage to you outside of GP, but in GP, you know, bots and bubbles still hit you pretty hard. Yeah, okay, so at the bottom of this elevator, I think, is where Koper's going to have another left to pick from. He's down in life, though, if I'm not mistaken. He's taken a good bit of damage here in his second life. Or, not that much damage, but he's down a few resources. Yeah, he's already been through here with the orange bird. I don't know where this... I thought this was the drop room to the right. Oh, there's another elevator here. Okay. Drop room to the right from here, then.
He's going to try the up. Which was this? Which is okay. Paperclip room. I, for some reason, forgot the word paperclip for a second there. Brain.
We're on the right side of the 4-way. Okay.
So that's not the answer, as Tutor is going, not the right way to the helmet head.
Yeah, Koper has a right and 2 lefts available to him still.
Okay, so that's the glove block Cooper saw earlier in P2, I think, for Tutor.
Yes.
So he's gonna. Yeah. So this is definitely not the way, and that doesn't help. Or maybe it will if he gets up game overs and gets back to start sooner. But yeah.
Yeah, Koper with the up in A. We'll see if he tries the upstab block. There's a down and left at the 4-way as well. Yeah, it looks like 2.5 hearts to body a bird in GP with unshielded. Oh, so there was nothing on the other side of that room. Tutor looks like he's headed back this way through this room again. Gonna up an A. Okay. We're taking the up stab block. Is this our Dark Link? It is not. Oh, fun, fun, fun. I think Tutor only has one other option here. I think it's just... No, he's got to have more than one option because... unless he saw the item room already, because there's still an item room out there in 2 somewhere. Alright, elevator down for Koper here. Yeah, Tutor's going the right way to Helmet Head now. I think we got to look over at the race room on Koper's side. I'd be starting to get a little nervous myself here. We're like full clearing GP, and it's like, oh my god, is my opponent going to finish? This is a pretty quick seed. I don't know. I don't know what Tutor's going to do here. He's down. He's ready to go into GP. This could be Dark Link right here, or it could be one of our lefts, but based on everything, you know, there's lots of options. Tutor's going to have to, like, essentially god route the palace if he's going to win this, assuming this isn't Dark Link right here. Oh, it's a dead end!
Well, that's not it, as Tutor's out of 2, so let's see how he does in GP coming up here. And, don't mind the thing, by the way. Setting up the next race.
Yeah, I wonder if jkoper's keeping this as straight as he can in his head in terms of routes here. He's got 2 lefts, and they essentially, I think, are of the same room. They look very similar, so... Yeah, if Tutor feels behind, we might see some left gambling. If he doesn't, he might just keep trying some rights. We saw the attack 6 Thunderbird on jkoper's side. Looked like it took a few more hits than what I'm used to seeing at attack 6. So attack 6 might not be incredible. It's probably on par with attack 5. This attack 7 wasn't really sure. Tutor to take the death there, unfortunately. Probably going to up an A just like Koper did after this one.
I'd assume so. T-Bird's quite close to start, so might as well get your lives back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so Koper's got a left here. He knows that. Okay, so he's going to take this left. He's got one other left hidden somewhere a little bit deeper into the right. Well, this is an elevator up, so this is pretty promising right here.
Oh, and that's another death for Tutor, though at this point it's not going to matter, because here's Dark Link for Koper.
These are the scary GPs where, you know, you take all these routes, you clear 20-something rooms, and all of a sudden, you know, second junction down and left, and then one room over, elevator up, Dark Link right there. So really total, like, what, an 8-room GP total? And it really, if you just routed it perfectly. That is going to be a GG for jkoper there. Official race time of 101.34.
GG's, just barely missing the sub-hour due to GP being GP. We'll see if he wants to interview here. Tutor's going to continue for at least a little bit to explore this GP some. I think he tends to like to finish seeds, but I don't remember for sure. We'll see.
Yeah, if he wants to spend a chunk of time in here, we'll talk to Koper a little bit, but I might have to dip out and get ready for my own race. Well, I got a little bit of time.
You do. I just pinged the other race room a minute or 2 ago. Let's see, because we do have a triple header tonight. We do have Mariah here racing the Ellen Hempel, our community admin, coming up in about just under half an hour. And then we also have Chad versus Dr. J PhD at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. That one might not have a ZSR restream. I don't know that there's going to be a restreamer available at that hour of the night. I don't know if he'll be available for a bootleg Mariah.
It's possible.
I know it'll depend on how you feel after your own race, understandably. Yeah. Currently, we're looking to check on. The next race between TH and Mirai is slated for ZSR3 and Chadwick Dr. J for ZSR2 due to a couple of Winokur randomizer races to overlap, but depending on the volunteer situations and things, we might actually be keeping all three on this channel. We'll know before 9:30. I'll probably make the call before we cut stream here, actually, but let's see. Haven't heard from Cobra yet about interview yet, so we'll see about that as Tutor is passing through that double pyramid room and into this fun four-way.
If we see Coper equip the headphones, we can expect him in for an interview. Haven't seen that just yet in his cam. All right, so... All right, Tutor's checking up and down. He's going to check right here as well. Oh, we're not going with headphones. He's in the waiting room. Or the cam is a little bit behind.
Could be, though. Yeah, could be just that, yeah. Because here we are now, joined by jkoper, GG's Coper.
Thanks. Yeah, that went pretty well. GP was annoying. That's about it.
Yeah, pretty quick seed overall. The magic key out of Hammer Cave was pretty nice, I would say. We saw Tutor saw that first. He didn't do 2, and he didn't check the caldera, so he was off to the east before you were. But you did 2. You checked the caldera. Obviously 4 couldn't do it at that point in time. Then saw Death Mountain, saw Hammer Cave right there, and you grabbed the key out of there. And he was never back into there. He just relied on Fairy, although it was expensive for quite a while. He kept his magic level low.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, even though we had a hint for Glove in the East, that doesn't mean that, we're home free as far as needing items.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
that was my thought.
So with the hint, you had the hint. Well, okay, yeah, you had the hint before 2, and you dug 2 anyway, and then you saw some glove blocks, but of course, not having the glove, seeing the glove blocks actually pushed you in the right direction to Helmet Head, who was very close to start at that first left. What was the thought there? Because it was right next to GP. You could have saved 2 until your 6th Palace. What was the thought about jumping into 2 so early there?
Right. I mean, I had to go up there anyway. Well, had to. Wanted down stab. So, and wanted to check the hint for medicine, I guess. But also the... Yeah, as long as I'm there, might as well do 2. It's usually fairly easy to do early. I had some decent levels already to go in there, so didn't hurt. And yeah, like I said, just because we have a hint for Glove in the East doesn't mean that the glove can't be blocked by something very easily. So, that could have been in the Magic Tower, maybe we get a Magic Jar out of there, or the, something blocking spell, or the hammer, or the flute, or the raft, and anything could have been required at that point. So, before I ventured too far into, doing other things, I just wanted to see if I could get the item out of there quick, and never did get the item, but got the boss, and that's a good consolation prize.
Yeah, Tutor came back in there. He did it his 6th Palace, having the glove already, then went through those glove blocks, obviously not getting to the boss. So he did spend a little bit of extra time in there because he did have the glove. So that's kind of a blessing in disguise there.
Okay.
For you, not having the glove.
So it sounds like he's definitely in GP now.
He is. He got in there. He was on T-Bird when he finished.
Okay.
Yeah,
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, he, instead of finishing the East, and after the 3 and 6, he didn't go into Death Valley. He did come back to the West. He grabbed Reflect He didn't check Death Valley either. So from his perspective, it was 4 and 5, 50-50 between Caldera and Volcano. And so he didn't know. He came back for Reflect to grab that. He did, still didn't do 2 at that point. He did the Caldera, he did 4, then he came back to the east. So he had to kind of walk through. I guess he up and 8 out of 1.
So basically that knowledge that 4 was in the Caldera helped me a lot in the end there, because I knew that I didn't need to go get Reflect before going to Valley of Death.
Yeah, that's true. That could have been something.
Actually, that's a point I didn't consider. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't think about that. So that's a good point.
Yeah. I figured it'd be easy. I knew that was Parappa Cave, and I had the boots, so I just walk across and go back. I mean, maybe it was 1 or something too. Same thought with there might be an item in here that I want, and I considered going into 4, but that was like, that's a little silly. I'm just gonna go back. Because like I said, there could have been a required item in 4. Assuming that the randomizer actually works correctly now, I don't know. But
yeah, even back in pre 4.2, you could still have Karox. You could still have like a Karox Reflect item in 4. Or you could have something in 4 before necessarily having Reflect. So yeah.
Yeah. Actually, one little thing. I think after 2, had I been thinking about it, I would have gone into Rudo and gotten the hint for the trophy.
That was going to be my next question.
Yeah. So when I saw the trophy, that felt pretty good. And, it was obviously very easy to get in 1. And that saved me a little bit of time not getting the hint. But, yeah, then after that, it was just a question of where Glove was going to be and getting Thunder. And those turned out to be fairly easy for me. I don't know. I kind of went the right way in the overworld, and everything just came together very easily, and even had 8 hearts and 6 magic containers, I think, on top of it for nice safeties. Even didn't have any real life spell to use, so it was nice to have some of that other stuff to help get through things.
Yeah, it was pretty kind locations for everything, and again, missing that trophy hint. We had seen it on Tutor's side, so we knew it was in P1. It was just waiting, and of course, it being in P1. If you watch this back, obviously the only thing that could have blocked you in P1 at the time was not having the glove. I don't think you had the glove at that point. We were talking about that, so it could have been that. It could have been that P1. P1's item was glove blocked, and then at that point, you might have not gone back to Maze Island for a little bit, and you might have tried to clear other things. So it could have been a slower process of acquiring the trophy at that point. But it was all open and free, so it was easy. It was all, again, pretty easy to just grab it. Based on walking in the GP sub 50, it's pretty jet seed.
Yeah. I mean, GP was really the slowest part of the seed by far for me. I'm sure it would have been more of a slog had I not happened upon the magic key. But either way, I went through a good number of doors, but I certainly don't, keep track of how this would feel not having the magic key, just focusing on trying to beat the game. So
yeah,
it didn't seem too punishing on Tutor's side that I can recall, because again, leaving he had 5 containers early on out of Trophy Cave. You did eventually get that, but he had it first. And so he was able to cast Fairy at Magic 1 at 77, came down to 64 flat at Magic 2. Don't know what it was at 3 or 4. I think we finally saw it at Magic 5 or 6 on your side. It was 29. And he did keep it low for a while, but it was manageable. I think the only thing that did slow him down was that on the way to the item room in P1, if you went straight down the first elevator, it was left to the boss and right to the item. And there was a key door there on the right-hand side of the elevator. So he went left, saw the boss first, didn't want to go through that door and full cleared P1, whereas you just went right first, saw Horsehead guarded item room, ended up being the trophy. And of course, bosses were dropping jars, so he would have been okay not knowing it was a boss guarded room. He still would have been okay had he just gone right, but he didn't know that, and unfortunately cleared P1. Not a huge palace, but did spend a little bit extra time in there.
Yeah.
the one other point of interest was in basically when I hit go mode and got thunder, and then it was 87. And so there was a little bit of intrigue as like, oh, is this actually going to be castable by the time I get to Thunderbird? Then I, got the magic level at the next gem, and it went down to 70 something. And then also I found the magic jar after that to kind of make it a moot point. But there was still just a slight bit of tension there. Like, I need to make sure that I can beat the game. But,
yeah.
Yeah, there was something I missed on my side as well. I didn't see the cost of at the early game. I don't think we talked about it at all. I think we both missed the 87.
Remember, yeah.
But yeah, it all worked out. It all worked out. As Tutor is, I think, full cleared this GP. He did check you had 2 lefts remaining from your perspective. You took the first left there at the bottom of the 4-way, led to Dark Link. He showed us the other left, which I guess was a dead end. And now he's probably only got 1 route left to go. I think he's going to full clear this place, unfortunately. It is very close to being full cleared on your side as well. Just that first down and left. Those are the ones you got to watch out for, right? Because someone will make that gamble on that first left and be like, well, that's game.
Yeah. I thought about it a little bit, but I obviously felt pretty confident going into GP at 48 minutes. So, I guess if he would have beaten me doing that, then props to him. But I think that I'm fine with the way that I played it.
Yeah, sorry. That is, I am setting up for my race coming up after this one here. So I am. I think I'm out of questions on my side of things here. Again, pretty straightforward seed, but just those few questions in the early game about P2, skipping the hint in Rudo. We've answered that. We've solved the mysteries. We filled in the gaps in the story, and I think that's it for me. Star, I think, is setting up the other restream as well, so she's sort of preoccupied. But GG, dude. Yeah, going into week 3, 2-0.
Yeah,
GG's.
Thanks. Definitely where you want to be. Getting to the point where, you're definitely going to be racing someone pretty good next week. So maybe it'll be you. Who knows?
It might be Alan. You never know.
It's possible. He's beaten a few people in his day. I guess I'm gonna head out. Are we covered for restream stuff for the night now, or?
We have. So we've got a full crew for the race coming up in a few minutes. That's fine. We have a full crew for the restream coming in a few minutes. We don't have a ZSR restream, which is the main issue for the late night one. 11:30 p.m. is a bit late, and I don't think any of our ultra late night people are available. So that might end up being a bootleg if Marai's up for it still at that point, which fair enough to you if you aren't, Marai. TBD, I guess, on that. GG's here to Tutor, finishing up 1:16:34. Marai, do you want to go in for a speedy interview, or should we just swap over? I don't know what your mood is on this.
I am trying to type everything I can into OBS to get set up here. I would, because we start in 10 minutes here, I'd kind of prefer to dip and go to the bathroom. And
I can talk to him if he comes in.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sure. If you.
All right. Well, yeah. I'm gonna take off then.
All right. See you on the restreams. I guess. Well, Marai, and good luck.
Good luck, Marai.
I gotta find my Men in Black baton so I can erase all memory from this seat here.
Yeah. Don't do that.
All right, folks. I'll see you on the other side.
Yep, see ya. But yeah, it looks like Tutor might join us real quick. Just waiting for him to join the waiting room. I can slip over pretty quick, but it's gonna be like a 3 or 4 minutes max. I prefer about 5 minutes ish for swap overs.
Yeah, he's up there, so we should be able to do this
Perfect.
quick.
Hey Tutor, GG's.
GG.
Hi, GG.
So it sounds like a couple of the biggest differences. We just talked it out with Mariah and Star. I checked the palace in the caldera early, so I knew that was 4. So I could just go into Valley of Death and beat that, and before I went back to get my reflect. And I also got the magic key out of Hammer Cave in Death Mountain. It was like the first cave that I checked in Death Mountain.
Great. Okay.
Yeah, Tutor saw it, knew at that point that it wasn't glove and chose to bypass it, which is unfortunate luck.
Oh, you saw the hammer key?
I mean, it was right next to the raft.
Yeah, I didn't want to go in because I already knew where the glove. I was pretty much in go mode at that point. I'm like, I don't even need to check anything else at this point.
Yeah, you know, we had the hint for the glove in the east, but that doesn't mean that it can't be blocked in the east. You know, odds were we would be able to get it, but it could have been
west.
behind.
It was in the west.
What?
Oh, the hint was in the west, but he was
right.
it was in
the hint.
east.
Yes, the hint was that the glove was in the east. But it could have very easily been blocked over in the east by, you know, the hammer or magic containers or a spell item or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it seemed worth it to me to go through there. That you know, something could have been required. So yeah, I don't know. I also dug too early and you know, found the glove block, and then went the other direction and found the boss. So did not get the item out of too early, but then had the boss down very early. So yeah, but I went into GP right around 48 minutes ish, and then you know, just spent 13 minutes in GP finding almost all the same dead ends that you did.
Pretty much. You guys both about full clear GP.
I think for the most part, I lost time in P1, P4, P2, and P5. So, like P1, I had to do everything before finding the trophy. I got the boss first, which was great because I need to do that, but I also need the item. And of course, I did everything before finding it. And the halls were so long, so easily that was like 4 minutes or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And P4, I did everything literally, like before finding the boss. So that was like, I felt like I was in there for like 10 minutes or more. Like
you
just
were
that
in there
number.
for a while, yeah. Because that was ultimately the issue tutor for you, I think, was one of your biggest issues. That even though the other key wasn't harder required to be any palaces, between you not having that and you doing power leveling, Fairy just costs so much at this in early palaces that you spend a lot of time avoiding key doors and whatnot. It affected your routing in a way that cost you quite a few minutes, such as in one, as you said, because the one's item in one was behind an early key door. jkoper took it immediately, and it took you so much longer there.
Yeah, I mean, the only before I had done this race, I'm like, I have like basically a 50-minute seed. Like the practice seed that I did before this, like it was a 50-minute seed.
Yeah,
and I was just hoping that it was just not going to be another one of these 50-minute seeds, and like it ended up being a 60-minute seed. Like I just felt I did not enjoy. I guess I didn't really enjoy the seed because I did not want another jet seed. I didn't want to be just rushing everywhere, and because the other seed, I was in go mode at 7 minutes basically. I had everything I needed to finish the game. And so I just please do not roll one of those kind of seeds, like right after I had just had to play one of those. And I'm like, great, it was one of those. Because I think once I found out where the glove was and I went to the east side, I'm like, and found out where Maze Island was, which was not blocked by anything. I'm like, yeah, I'm in go at this point. Like at 15, 16 minutes. Like,
yeah.
it was just, so, and also because the other seed too, the one prior to the first race, it was also a jet seed. Like, basically the whole thing rides on Fairy Cave, and then after that it's a joke after that. I just did not want another one of these kind of seeds. Like, so, I mean, it's fine, like, because it doesn't really, like, the races don't really matter, but I don't know. I just felt like I could never settle into this seed because it was just so fast. And the time, 61 minutes, is justifiable in this seed because it really, like, everything was free. Like, there was nothing that was bad or terrible, as far as I know.
Anyway, so
Yeah, unfortunately,
GG.
it is sometimes just your luck. I'm sorry, Tutor. I have to cut you off, but we have a race coming up in 4
we have
minutes,
to
so I
go.
need to boot us out of here.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
I'll
go
boot
ahead.
you
Yeah, go
guys
ahead.
out of here.
Yeah, thanks again, Star. GG,
Yeah, thanks.
Tutor. Good luck next
GG's
week.
to you both.
Yes.
Good luck. I
Good
hope you
luck
have
next
better
week.
luck with it next week. Yeah, Tutor, and good luck to you too, Cooper.
Thank you.
So please do give both of our runners a follow at jkoper and CS Tutor, putting links there in the chat. Thank you as well to Mariah, my Cubcom, who is not currently on the command because he's not currently in the voice call, but you'll have him on the command soon. Go nowhere, chat, please, because we do have a race coming up in 3 minutes or thereabouts, as soon as I can turn this around, basically. Speedrunning setup. Wahoo. We will have Mariah versus the Helen Heffley here on this channel in just a few minutes. And then we will have another race stream TBD between Chadford and Dr. J, PhD, to wrap up the night with another triple header tomorrow. In the meantime, thank you for watching all, and we'll see you in a few.